Hey, what the hell's going on with your face? Looking good with your face. So, hey, Nick Digilio, thanks for checking me out on my YouTube channel. It's free. I do videos daily, all kinds of stuff. And you can check me out on Patreon, which is a great way to stay connected. I do a lot of videos there, movie reviews and stories and all kinds of cool stuff. In order to keep that going, I need some help from you. So please donate. Pick a tier, become a patron. Patreon.com/NickDShow. If you donate and become a patron, you get some bonus material that only patrons get, and bonus videos, including behind-the-scenes stories of what happened at WGN and more. And so please, go to patreon.com/NickDShow. Donate. It helps out, keeps things going. My podcast, new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Okay, quick video here. Hey, I'm in jail. Oh, no. I'm in jail. Oh no, I'm in jail. I'm in Facebook jail right now. It's my first time in Facebook jail. Not my first time in jail. I was actually arrested one time and fingerprinted and spent a little time in the Norwich jail. Ooh, for driving on a suspended license. Also, on one of the first dates I ever had with a girl. I was dating this really beautiful girl named Chris, and we were I was driving very fast down Montrose to get to the Norwich Theater to see a movie, and I was really going like, I don't know, 40, 45 miles an hour on Montrose in a school zone in order to get to the movies on time. And the girl in my car with me in my fantastic, sexy 1986 Escort, my Ford Escort, really beautiful girl that I dated for a while. Her name is Chris. And anyway, we were on our way to see a movie because I had to review it it was a Friday, and I had to review it the next morning on Roy Leonard's show. And so I was like, oh my God, we're late. And I didn't live very far from the Norwich at that time. So we get in my sexy 1986 Ford Escort. That's how I scored this babe, was with my 1986 Ford Escort. So we get in the car, and I'm like, we got to get to the theater. And I gun it. We're flying down Montrose. Apparently I got arrested in England. But anyway, the cops pull me over, the Norwich cops, who were busy with nothing, pull me over, and I'm like, shit. And I knew, I was like, so I'm like, all right, cop comes up to the window, and I'm like, all right, here's my ID, here it is, my driver's license, just give me the ticket, because I got to get to the theater to see the movie. And this girl that I was just started dating, like I think the night before or the night before that was the first time we ever got together. And so she barely knew me. And so the cops come up, they, pull me over. I'm speeding, obviously. We're right across the street from a school. And there are a bunch of kids outside, like having like recess in front of the school or in front of the church or something right there on the lawn on Montrose, right near Harlem. And so I'm sitting there waiting, and the cop's gone for a very long time, And so he comes back and he's like, I'd like you to step out of the car, please. Then I'm like, what? And the girl I just started dating, Chris, is looking at me like, what? And he's like, please step out of the car right now, sir. And he's standing behind me. So I'm like, all right. So I open up the car door. He's like, slowly get out of the car. I get out of the car slowly. He's like, put your hands on top of the hood, or hands on top of the roof of the car. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I put my hands on top of the roof of the car. Cop frisks me. Boom, 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 up and down, frisks me. And says, there's a warrant out for your arrest. Pulls my hands behind my back and cuffs me. And says, so my car, by the way, it's evening and the lights are on. And this girl that I was dating didn't have an Illinois driver's license. She still had a Michigan. She's from Michigan. And she had a Grand Haven, Michigan is where she was from. And so she doesn't have a license, so she can't drive my car back to my apartment or anything. So we're figuring out a way to get my car moved, or they're just going to leave it there, and the cops are going to say, please don't tow the car, blah, blah, blah. This fantastic 1986 gray Ford Escort. So they take me back. I'm cuffed now, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, why are you arresting me? What's going on? He's like, we can't, we don't know. There's a warrant for your arrest. And on the radio it said, when it's kicked back, it said, arrest this guy, blah, blah, blah. So they take me back to the car, to the police car, and they put me in the back seat of a Norwich police car. And there's like another cop car pulls up now. So there's like the two guys that were in the initial car, and another cop car pulls up. And so they were going to go and turn off my car. So the thing was, though, my car was a piece of shit at that point. This was 1993, and it was in 1986 at this point, and I had run that thing into the ground, and I still had that car for years after that. But anyway, the button that you would pull to turn the headlights on and off was broken, and it was dangling underneath the dashboard. So in order to fix it, you'd have to reach under the dashboard, push the back part of the button against the dash, and then push the button back in. Take your hands away so that it balanced okay, because if not, it would tip over and the lights would come back on because the button would pull out. So the cops didn't know how to do this, and my girlfriend didn't know how to do it, and she's like freaking out, like, who the fuck am I dating? I met this guy 48 hours ago, and now he's in the back of a police car? What? So they pull her out of the car, and they're talking to her. I guess they're going to give her a ride in the other police car. And meanwhile, the cop who cuffed me can't turn off my lights. And now I'm like, well, please, turn off, the lights have to go off. I don't want my fucking battery to die while I'm in jail in Norwich. So the cop's trying to turn it off, and I'm leaning out the window, and I'm cuffed behind me. And I'm like, look, just let me turn. I know how to turn off the lights. Let me turn off the lights just so my battery's not dead. It's been a bad enough day already. Okay, so the cop's like, all right, against my better judgment, the cop is thinking, all right, I'm going to let this guy, boom. So they take me out of the back, and I'm like, it'll take 2 seconds. I'm still cuffed behind my back, and I'm like, it'll take 2 seconds. Just let me go and turn off the lights, we can leave the car there. And they were like, yeah, you leave the car here, don't worry about it. So they uncuff me. I go back to my car, they uncuff me, and I get down underneath the steering wheel. I'm on the driver's side, and I'm leaning on the seat of the driver's side. And I reach under the dashboard, and the cop goes, hey, and pulls his gun on me. And I'm like, no. And I put my hands out from underneath the dashboard. I'm like, no. I have to put my hand under here. There's nothing. I'm not reaching for anything. And the cop's got his gun out. And I'm like, no. Seriously, just let me. And I put my hand under the dash to get the back part of the button, and I push the button in, and I slowly move my hand out. The lights go off. The lights are now off. My headlights are off. And I slowly move my hand out, and I get out. And the cop puts his gun away. I get out, and I close the door. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And then they recuff me and put me in the back of the car. So I totally understand why the cop pulled his fucking gun on me, because I had to reach under the dashboard to turn off my headlight switch because it was broken and dangling underneath it. So I had to reach under, hold the back part. And when I reached under, he's like, obviously, there's a warrant out for this guy's arrest. And I'm letting this guy stick his hand on the dash so that he pulled his gun. And so anyway, this must have been the most exciting day in Norwich history. They must have talked about this. So they throw me in the back of the car. My girlfriend, who again, like I just met, they drive her to the police station. Okay, so she's waiting. They pull me in. They get me in there. They uncuff me. They take my mug shot. They take the prints, the whole thing. I get one phone call. I call my friend, who's my roommate, Scott Oken, my buddy Scott. We lived together at that time. I called him up. I said, dude, I got arrested. I don't know why. Can you come up with, I don't know what the bail was, $200 or something, $250, $200. I said, you come up with $200 and I'll pay you back. Just get here with the bail money and bail me out of prison. And I think, Scott, this was like at 5 o'clock in the evening or 4 o'clock in the evening on a Friday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And Scott was like, this is a joke. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm in jail. I'm in jail. And so I was in jail in Norwich. And so Scott had to get money, get $200, and he brought it to the jail. He gave the $200, and then he gave my girlfriend a ride back to our apartment where we live. And they waited there while I was being processed. So I'm sitting there in the back. They were like, hey, you want a bologna sandwich? One of the cops comes up, and it was the nicest jail I've ever seen in my life. And they didn't even have the door closed. I was just sitting in a room that had cement blocks around me. And there was a door that had like a couple of bars on it, a little door, but they didn't close it. They had it open. The office was right out there. So I'm just kind of sitting there waiting. They printed me, boom, and I'm waiting and waiting. And the guy's like, hey, one of the cops comes in and goes, hey, you want a bologna sandwich? And I'm like, no, it's all right, man, thanks. They offered me a bologna sandwich, and so now I'm sitting there wondering, how am I arrested? So the cop who arrested me comes back in. He's laughing. He's like, okay, we got your report back. You were driving. The reason why we had to arrest you is because you were driving on a suspended license. And I'm like, I was driving on a suspended license? He's like, yeah, you were driving on a suspended license. And when, I guess, the report comes over the radio, they don't tell you why you have to arrest someone. They just say, arrest this person. There's a he said, you have to arrest him. So there's a warrant out. So they don't explain why. So he's like, yeah, you know why you got a suspended license? That's why we had to arrest you. And I'm like, why is my license suspended? He said, well, it looks like you have unpaid parking tickets. And I went, no. And he's like, no, I'm sorry. One unpaid parking ticket. You have one unpaid parking ticket. So one unpaid parking ticket. And that's why my license was suspended, and that's why I was in jail. And what happened was, years ago, Mayor Daley, hey, I'm Mayor Daley, I'm crazy. He said that you could go and pay off your parking tickets half off. They had this deal where an incentive to get people to pay their parking tickets. So they were like, if you have a bunch of parking tickets, you have a leniency period where you can go in and pay half the price of what you owe to pay off your parking tickets. And so I took advantage of that. And I had parking tickets out the yin yang. I used to park on shit. I would park on top of handicapped people. I didn't give a fuck. I'd park everywhere, and I had piles of tickets. So I took advantage of that. So I went to City Hall and on half price day, and I paid all my tickets, or at least I thought I did, except there was a clerical error and one ticket didn't get paid. One ticket did not get paid. There was a clerical error, and that's why I got arrested. So finally, so I get bailed out. They come, they bail me out. And I go home, and then I want to get my license reinstated. So I have my girlfriend, who doesn't have a driver's license, Illinois driver's license, drive me downtown to the city hall. We park. I go in. I pay that extra ticket, that one ticket that's left over. I pay to get my driver's license reinstated, and I paid for whatever fines there were. So, in addition to the bail, which was like $200, in addition to the ticket that I had to pay with interest, in addition to reinstating my driver's license or whatever that cost, in addition to parking that I had to pay for when I went downtown, that one day cost me about $1,500. This is 1993 money, by the way. So about maybe $1,200, $1,200 to $1,500 that one day. And this was like the second day that I ever went out with this girl. So this girl is like, who the fuck is this guy? He's in the back of a police car. Why am I going to see that? Why am I dating this guy? Why did I go home with him the other night? What is going on? So it cost me almost $1,500 that whole day. And the movie that we were going to see, the movie that I was speeding to the Norwich to see, that I was flying down Montrose, that I got arrested for, that I got thrown in jail for, that cost me almost $1,500, was Man's Best Friend with fucking Lance Henriksen and Ali Sheedy about a killer robot dog. I went to jail, paid $1,500, almost lost a really hot girl because of Man's Best Friend, the Lance Henriksen fucking Ali Sheedy robot killer dog movie. So I did end up seeing the movie. It was terrible, but I did have a story. So anyway, that's the only time I was ever in jail. But now I'm in jail again. Oh, I'm in jail again. And it's definitely not as nice as the Norwich jail because it's Facebook jail. That's right, I'm in Facebook jail. You can't touch me. Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail right now. Look at my hair. Jesus. Anyway, so I'm in Facebook jail right now. So here's what happened. Last night around midnight or so, I was like checking some stuff and doing some things before I was going to go to sleep. And at midnight is when Facebook posts, every night at midnight, they post your memories, so for the day, when the day turns over. So it went from March 31st to April 1st. And every time the day turns over, Facebook feeds you these lovely memories that you have from years past. Stuff that you posted, stuff that you shared. Hey, look at that. Look at what I said, 5 years ago. Or look, last year at this time I posted this little thing. Or here's a picture from 12 years ago that I posted on Facebook. You look at your Facebook memories. Oh, and then sometimes you look at the Facebook memories and you go, oh, that was fun. I'm going to reshare this now. I'm going to share this, make a little comment. Hey, this was really fun 5 years ago. Boom, here's a picture of you and Huey Lewis or whatever. So this is what gets me thrown into Facebook jail. A memory that fucking Facebook sent me to share. I share it. They throw me in Facebook jail. They suspend me. They restrict my page. I can't do anything because of a fucking post that they sent to me to post. Here's a memory. Hey, we're Facebook. Here's a memory. Remember this? Post it again. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. I posted it again. You're in jail. So that's the thing. So here's what the post was. Let me read it to you. So here's the irony. Here's the fucking irony, is that Facebook put me in jail because they sent me a memory that they thought I should share. And then I share it, and they go, no, you can't share that. Jail. Fucking Facebook, man. Zuckerberg is a jagoff. Fuck him and his meta. So anyway, this asshole and his little company throw me in Facebook jail. I can't go to Facebook now until tomorrow because they sent me a post that they wanted me to share, and I did, and then they suspended my account. So here's what it was. I posted this 6 years ago. This is the memory that Facebook was kind enough to share to me that they thought it would be fun for me to share today with all my Facebook friends. So here's the thing. So this is from April 1st, 2016, and I posted it, and it was like, here's a memory. You know how they put the little memory with the fake Polaroids, and here's a hand and everything, and lovely imagery. Facebook loves it when you share your memories. Remember how much fun it was to post this on Facebook? Oh boy. So they have it with the little frame around it. Here's your memory. And I had posted this. This is what I posted. April 1st, 2016, I posted, this is what I wrote. I am 50 minutes into the Point Break remake, and I want to kill everyone. And I posted that. Okay. So I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's funny. You know, last night, around midnight, early this morning. Oh, that's funny. So I hit repost, you know, and then you can write a comment about this memory. And I wrote, hey, this is understandable. Hey, this is understandable that 6 years ago, when I was watching the terrible Point Break remake, I wanted to kill everyone. Boom, I posted. Suspended. You can't do that. You can't post that. It's violence. It advocates violence. You know, it's this, it's that, all the rules that they listed out. Your account is suspended for 24 hours. You know, basically I'm in Facebook jail because I am, you know, promoting violence and all this other shit. And like, I'm suspended. You can't post this. You can't comment on this. How dare you? How dare you? So 2 points. I guess in 2016, posting I am 50 minutes into the Point Break remake and I want to kill everyone was okay. That was okay then. 6 years ago, that was fine to say that. I guess they were like, oh, we get it. It's a bad movie and he's doing comedy. He's doing extreme comedy. Ha ha ha. We get it. And now you can't post that. So something that was okay to post 6 years ago, I guess we can't post now. Like, I want to kill everyone because I'm watching this terrible movie. Okay, I can understand that, I guess. The sensitivity, all that kind of stuff, I understand that. But it was okay to post then. Not only did I think it was okay to post now, because it was okay to post then, but I thought it was okay to post now because they fucking sent it to me to post. Here's a Facebook memory. Do you remember this? Maybe you should share it today with your friends. Hey, yeah, that was funny when I said I wanted to kill everyone because I was watching the Point Break remake. That's funny. Share. Boom! Facebook jail. How dare you? So, I don't know. I thought I would share that with you. The one time I was in jail was in Norwich. Almost got killed. Almost lost a really hot girl, which I eventually lost her anyway. Bunch of months later, like 7 or 8 months later. Anyway, spent $1,500 to see a stupid killer dog movie. And now I'm in Facebook jail because of a post that they sent me to post. Fucking Facebook. Oh, man. I'm wearing a hoodie, too. Yeah, like Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just like Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, my God. Anyway, help me get out of jail. Oh, my God. There's no bail for this. I'm fucked. So anyway, I can't post this today on Facebook. I won't be able to post this on Facebook today, but I will post it tomorrow, which means when you see it today, I talked about this. This was yesterday, but I was in jail, so I couldn't post it. Anyway, Facebook is ridiculous.